far as knowing that Billy's firepower is pretty incredible. Shooting, banking, running balls. Okay, so he makes the ball on the break. Now this is going to work out though. So I thought Efren might play a little tighter at times and maybe not. He's still going to be offensive and think an aggressive way, but like we saw 2 games ago when the ball started to favor him, he just did some simple things, and I think that's going to bode well. Keeping the balls together a little bit, not having them opened up quite as much to give Billy options. It's one thing about the great players, even if you consider them a little bit inexperienced at one pocket at times, if they have options, they're definitely going to make good choices between one option or another. Okay, Billy's looking at, I'm not sure what he's looking at. Okay, I think he should just kick behind the 14. No, it's not great, but he's looking at removing something here and trying to get him squeezed up on some balls. But you got to understand, Efren's probably considered the greatest one-pocket player ever for many reasons, but one of them being is when the cue ball gets tight up on other balls, the things he can do with the cue ball and the things he can manufacture in those little short position areas. So I'd try to stay away from that if I could. I like kicking up behind the 14, and you should be skillful enough to guide the cue ball behind it, not giving up the 5. It's a little hard. Ooh, he hit it, and I'm not sure if he gave up the 5 or not, but any thicker hit there, he's scratching. So I don't think he was trying to hit that ball. It just so happened he did. And it looks like Efren's on a timeout, and we'll be right back. We're back off at timeout here. Efren's got a bank on the 5, it appears. Yep, he made that one. I think he may have a pocket on the 8. Yeah, I think he does. So he'll roll forward and just bump the 3 a little bit. Seeing what he's doing there as far as the 15-13 is concerned, he'd like to hit it harder like that and move it out further. Not as much as he wanted. Efren's got 3. Not really a shot. He's got a little bit of a bank at the 3, but he's got to hit it with outside, I believe, to make it. Maybe he can get away with inside, so he's going to elect to just follow the cue ball through the 3, making sure the 3 gets on his side. Thing is, you don't want to leave Billy with a little 2-rail alley on this 13. I'm not sure it's there or not, but yeah, he's left him at 2. He's left him that 2-railer on the 13 that he could maybe do some damage with if he makes it. And be careful here too now. Not saying that it's going to be a problem, but as far as opening balls up. Now does the 10 bank off the 15 one rail where he can stick the cue ball as well? No, the angle's not there. Okay, I like what Billy did there. Moving a couple balls on his side and containing Efren real well. Now Efren will just shave off of that 10 ball I believe he's next to. Maybe the 14. Yeah, it's the 14. I like to be aggressive with the cue ball there all the way to the other side rail, really. I don't want him to be able to see the 15 or the 6 in this position. So it's not a huge error or anything like that, but it's just something that's the guy's gonna take balls off your side is all. Now I'm really a little surprised Billy didn't try to hold the cue balls up some kind of way, but nevertheless, nothing too horrible about that. Now this is where you can't worry so much. I know Billy's a big banker, but normally you'd bank this 13 up into them balls, but here he's going to make sure nothing gets like opened up for maybe a scary bank. But you also got to realize you got a 3 and a 6 on your side, so the game will defend itself a little bit. Now if you leave Billy on something short instead on this back rail, he might twist the 11 off the 6 some kind of way, get something going towards his hole, and get you in a bad position. So I would have rather seen Efren dig on that 13 and just play it like normal and knock the balls up table. And this is what I was talking about, like something back, you leave him up on the side rail rather than the back rail, something back can start happening against you. And I only learned that from experience when I played kind of special players, and when I say special, either they have a special, unique, gifted area of the game. Sometimes you kind of try to over-defend towards that, and you really lose what you're doing that you would normally be doing in a game of one pocket. So that's going to cost Efren 1. And he let him see the 3 ball. So pretty soon here, all the balls are going to be on Billy's side of the table. I got Efren elevated here, so this is touchy. I don't know if Efren can go off the 8 and go by the 4. And if the 4 wasn't there, he could get him on the back of the 11, but I think maybe the 4's in the way. It's a little touchy going off the 4 ball and guiding behind the 11 as well. Looks a little tight getting in there with that 1. Now if the 15 doesn't go, he can play the 4 in a hard way and draw up over on the side rail and let that ricochet across table into the 11 and all that. If he was like in a real dilemma. Wouldn't be the worst shot in the world, believe it or not. Okay, just containing. Pretty good shot, too. And he'll just coast off this 4-ball up on the side rail. And that's going to cost Billy one. Did leave Efren in a touchy situation a little bit. Had a quick look at the kick on the 13, and I'll tell you, he might go back to that. Just looking at first glance here, you'd like to say playing off the 9 is easy, but it's not. I mean, you want to hit it thick, but that way the 9 gets out of there. You don't want to just clip it and then maybe leave some type of bank. But hitting it thick and not hitting the 11 is touchy, so I think the kick on the 13 is probably going to end up being his safest shot. Let the 9, 11 cover each other. They're up for banks. I really don't see anything else I like. Okay, he's just going to edge off the 4 and lay him on the 13. Nothing wrong with that, but what's he doing with the 2-ball now? I understand the bank is covered up. It does. So definitely some reprieve for Efren. Maybe kicking this towards the hole. No, he's going to play it softly. And that's one Efren's going to shoot at, I believe, and now he does it look like he has to, but he can get on that 11 or 5. Maybe he'll draw over to the side rail and kind of make this shot a little bit free and maybe offer some type of position on a long one. Don't think he'll just open the cue ball completely up to where if he misses, he sells out everything. I think he'll try to hold over for some type of safety if he misses. Not a ton of choice here, really. Problem here is not holding the ball. Is if he makes it, he knows he's going to have a tough shot on the 5 to try and stay in the game also. Okay, got the cue ball off the rail, so this is an interesting spot. If the 11 doesn't go, I may look into maybe 4 rail on the 11 and sliding the cue ball behind the 4. Looks like it's pretty natural. Shooting the 5, I'm not sure you can win the game shooting the 5 with getting any position on anything. That 4 railer from there, though, you can definitely contain the cue ball real well. Should be able to, since he can hit the bottom part of the ball. Is he trying to spin the 2 in and go into the 7 and 13 with the cue ball? Oh, the 11. What a shot. What a great shot that was. I think he's going to hit this with a high ball. I mean, he could draw this. But drawing it, I'm not sure he really gets anything, and he definitely gives the scratch a chance. Yeah, I liked hitting that with a high cue ball. He may have got an angle where he can draw behind the 4. Well, Efren made one heck of an out last game and is trying to do the same here. So now he's looking at the bank to where he could slide over for a safety if he misses as well. You gonna kick the 7 here, or thinking he may just slow kick the 7 here? Wow, what a shot.